Hello everyone, it is Christine here, and it feels like forever since I have been in my craft room and having a chat with you. So I'll give you a bit of an update on why I have been slightly MIA. I think it's only been about a week, but it feels like forever. And thanks to a few of the folks who did reach out just to check in how I was going. It has been a bit of a time of misadventure, let's call it. But I do have some happy things to share with you, which is some packages that have arrived over the last week, I think. Again, I've kind of lost track of my time a little bit. So I've got some vintage fabrics that I purchased from a lady on Facebook Marketplace. I'm definitely getting to the end of my purchasing of fabrics. I'm definitely going to be moving into a stage of a bit of de-stashing, so keeping the quantums of fabrics that I need, but then de-stashing some of my other goodies. But I've also received some beautiful gifts in the mail from my lovely friend Sally in the UK, who is DottyBee here on YouTube. I'll link Sally below this video, along with my friend Christy. I'll link her as well, who is So Bits Christy. And as always, check out Annie Claxton. She does great things here on YouTube as well. I've also received a beautiful package from my friend Giusi in Italy, so that was such a surprise. And I've received a purchase from Mac & Morgan, and I can't even remember what I had purchased because I tend to sort of just purchase some vintage goodies from their Instagram page once in a while, and then I get Julie to just send it to me in one package. So I thought I would start off with the fabrics that I purchased on Facebook Marketplace, and again these were purchased over a good number of months, and the lovely Indigo just held them for me. I got these on the Vintage Fabric De-Stash Australia group on Facebook, so I think it's mainly for those of us in Australia, but you might find something similar in your local vicinity. So we'll start off with these, which I think were a set of vintage napkins or placemats, no, napkins I think they are. And I just loved the bright colours of them. They actually reminded me a fair bit of the colours that my lovely friend Sally likes. So I've got some that I can share here, and I will be sending a package back to Sally, so that will be perfect. So close your eyes, Sally. Pretend it's a surprise when it arrives. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those. And then I've got this beautiful bird fabric. Again, I've forgotten exactly what I got, but this does not surprise me that I would love this. Again, beautiful, bright colours, and I am planning a bird or bird projects, and I just love it. Look at those beautiful, beautiful birds. Just gorgeous. Flowers and birds, bright colours. Totally my thing. And I think these could be beautifully sort of, yeah, thread painted or thread accented probably, because I think the design is so beautiful, but you could definitely do some outlining and things of the fabric. So that's gorgeous. I think it must have been a sample piece potentially, because it looks like it's even got its little markers maybe where it was held into the book. Wouldn't it be lovely to have a big piece of that? And then again, I think I was very much in my brights phase when I was doing these purchases, and I think I would have again been thinking that this could be beautiful to do some like some colouring with thread and wools into it in the Maggie Morris sort of style, which Annie Claxton over at Arty Farty Annie, she's been doing some fabulous Maggie Morris inspired projects, and now she's doing some fabulous projects inspired by Fernandez, and I've forgotten Fernandez's surname, but like underwater scenes, which are just fabulous. And then continuing the brights, and this is a beautiful heavy sort of linen type fabric, and I just think these flowers are fabulous, and the leaves. It's like the Jacobean sort of design, but they're not usually so bright and vibrant, so super fun. I don't think it's got a selvage on it, and again these are very vintage fabrics, so yeah, probably not available, but I suppose you could always do a reverse image search if you wanted to look that up. Sorry, my nose is running a little bit, so I'm just gonna blow my nose. But I hope you're all well. To give you a bit of an update on what's been happening in my world, I had a very nasty kidney stone attack. Basically a kidney stone moved from my kidneys and started travelling down, and that causes immense pain, to the point that the body responds to the pain by vomiting continuously until you can get some pain meds into you, which is hard when you're vomiting continuously. So, and that went on from early hours of Friday morning all the way through till Monday, although I did get the pain meds and I did get it under control, but still had peaks where it got very got sort of to the point of 10 on the pain scale. So basically I was not doing anything apart from just trying to manage the pain with heat and heat pad and hot shower and the meds, and that's all I really did from Friday through Monday, hence why I haven't been stitching at all, which is very strange for me, and I haven't been talking to you on the video because you probably wouldn't have wanted to hear from me whilst I was in the midst of it. But you've got to laugh. I think you've got to bring some humour. I don't think I was bringing any humour at the time, but post it. I am just grateful that it's over, and I will try and keep my sense of humour somewhat. This is a lovely, beautiful, soft flannelette. Sorry, this one back here, I don't know if I said because I was talking to you, it's a bark cloth. So it's got that really unique bark cloth texture, and again, beautiful yellows and oranges. So I'll have to pop some of that in Sally's package as well. So look away, Sally. And then, yeah, just gorgeous. And I think this is going to be great for a little project I do have coming up. I think it's a whole flannel sheet. And again, I think my friend Sally would love this, and I think maybe Christy. I don't know if it's too bright for you, Christy. You'll have to tell me in the comments, or if you'd like some of it as well. It's good having different stitching friends and getting to know everyone's preferences, and you can always just have a little pile of things that you can share with different friends depending on what they like. Now this is an unfinished bit of patchwork, but I thought again it'd be great for just turning into little pouches and things. Someone's already done the work of putting all the patches together, and then you can cut sections of it and use it, or you could use it for a large project at this sort of size. Now I'm just going to bring my light a bit closer because it is getting darker outside. So that they were my purchases from the Facebook Marketplace. Then I'll show you my other purchases, and then we'll get into the lovely gifty happy mails. So this is from Mac & Morgan, who I will link in the comments below. Came very well packaged in a box so that it didn't get damaged. And I now remember I purchased a copy of the beautiful La Mode Illustrée, which is a original French publication. So this is an original from 1892. How fabulous is that? And it has all sorts of wonderful illustrations, wonderful projects creating amazing sort of fashion artistry. So even just for the images, which you can then, because it's out of copyright, you can use them in projects. And you might have seen recently I was doing a project, I can't see where I have put it, and I've honestly forgotten in the time I've been out of my craft room, but a project using some illustrations from La Mode Illustrée and then collaging laces around them. I'll link to that project below because it's a really fun project, and then I'm going to stitch in with colourful thread into a printed version of those images. And yep, all in French. It looks like it's got some sort of little game, or I'm not sure. I think it's a game. Yeah, just a lovely one. I do love those outfits on the front, so that one could be one I could definitely use in my lace work, because I'd collage over that little bit of tape anyway. So I'll put that aside somewhere nice and delicate. And then I also purchased some other vintage goodies. So what have I got here? Ah, yes, I missed out on a set that Julie was selling of these, but then she kindly, when I reached out, let me know she had some others. So they're vintage seed packets. And I again have a project idea using these as well for a stitching project. Aren't they beautiful? gorgeous, gorgeous. So stay tuned for that, and you can tell they are actual seed packets. And it's got the names. Immortelle. That would be what we call sort of daisies that not forget forever daisy. Oh goodness, it has escaped my mind. They're the daisies that are quite papery, and you can pick them and they'll last. It will come back to me in a moment. And then, they're nasturtiums. I was about to say pansies, but nasturtiums. And then verveine. And then this is the same Immortelle one. Petunia. And Marguerite. Again, just thinking what's the name of those. It will come back to me. And then some metal vintage buttons, because I have used those successfully to make Victorian style little pin keeps. Again, I'll link to that video in case you missed that one. And so they've got little I think in the description it said they've got flames, but they look to me like little vases with a plant in them. Or it could be an octopus indeed. It could be whatever you want it to be. But they will be perfect for that project. So I can make 1, 2, 3, and then I've got an extra one. So I'll keep those together. Oops. And Julie sources a lot of her goodies from France, so it's a great way if you're not able to travel to France, you can get beautiful things. Now this one I knew would have some staining on it, so it was, I think, sold more as a bit of a cutter piece, but that's going to be really beautiful. Just such beautiful stitching on that. Really, really lovely. And it's got the four corners, so again I can share that with my friends, because I know Sally, again, she loves butterflies, and I think Christy likes butterflies, and that's definitely in the sort of softer tones that Christy likes too. So that's that one. And then I've got a little package here, which I'll just keep the envelope away from the camera so that I don't disclose anyone's address. I've got a package from Giusi in Italy, who's been a long subscriber, and she was the winner of one of my recent giveaways of a little pack to be able to make her own underwater scene coral reef brooch, and she's had a lovely time doing that. And so I think she wanted to send me a little thank you. I'll better just check before I show anything that I don't show anything that's not sort of appropriate to show. And so yeah, she sent me a lovely photo of her family, but I won't show that out of respect for her. But how lovely to see a photo of her so that I can feel even more connected to her. And then she sent me a lovely card with some goodies inside. So again, I'll just read the card off camera. So she says, I hope you and yours are well, sorting out my fabrics, and I found some strawberries for you. So she knew that I'd been planning a strawberry project, which I still very much am. And I thought you would appreciate them. Just a very little thank you for all you do. Best wishes, Giusi. And it's got these beautiful little strawberry buttons. I have not seen anything like that. Giusi gets some beautiful different buttons over there in Italy. And then look at these lovely bits of fabric. How lovely of Giusi to share them with me. Beautiful little strawberries on that. I feel so blessed when people are so thoughtful in just even supporting me in all my crazy creating adventures, but then being so thoughtful to share goodies that they have too. It's just so kind, and something I never expected when I started out doing videos, and it still just surprises me and just absolutely warms my heart. And she knows I absolutely love birds, and how lovely is that, because the photo that she has sent me has got three members of the family in it, and this has got 3 beautiful birds. So I'm going to include this in a project, and I'm definitely going to think of you, Giusi, and your family, and hold you close in my thoughts as well. How incredibly special. So I'm going to keep those together, but particularly I'm going to keep this one on the top and going to plan a special little project with it to honour friendship, because it becomes such a lovely way to have a keepsake. I have my my beautiful container that I made honouring Rhonda and her mum, so that's sitting on the desk with goodies in it. So I'll put that over there. And then I've got my package from Sally. So again, I won't put the package under the camera. I'll just grab the goodies out of it. They're tumbling out the top. It was filled to the brim. Sorry, you just saw me leaning across. Apologies for that. So Sally was very naughty because I was wanting to buy some things from her de-stash sale, but she wouldn't let me buy them. But she has sent me a lovely, gorgeous bundle of goodies. Now I was just making sure I hadn't left anything inside. Wow, look at this. Isn't this incredible? Wow, oh, it's got, can you see that? It's got writing where the original, like there was a card used inside it. How incredibly special is that? You wonder what treasures are actually secreted within it. But it's a little pin cushion here. What a beautiful design, and the lovely yellow painting. And that must be just so old. I'd probably say Victorian era, I think. I can't remember if I saw, I know Sally had one that was similar to this that she showed in one of her videos, but how incredible is that? So that's going to go with my very special display, which I've got on a cake stand of special vintage pin cushions. And then Sally had got an amazing bunch of goodies of these long stitch or tapestry pieces, and was had more than what she could possibly use. But I really want to use some of these in some upcoming projects, and I'm thinking a special Christmas project as well, making some handmade gifts for the family. So there's Peter Rabbit. And they're a really nice size because I'm thinking similar to, if I can get it down from next to me, like how I made my little pouch. I'd make it sort of bigger, but do a similar process and pick out some of the colours from the design and then use some of my scraps around them, maybe to make some little bags, or make some sort of like supermarket size sort of shopping bags. And I can overlay the fabrics over where the mesh is and use these as my sort of colour scheme. So that's one idea that I've got. And I'll check in with my friend Christy as well, if she, which is also Sally's dear friend as well. And I'll check in if Christy would like any of these as well. Can always share the love. So beautiful. I just love daffodils, and my jonquils are coming out in the garden at the moment. And I love little houses. I know Christy does too, so I'm sure some of these, Christy, I can share with you as well. But wouldn't that be beautiful? Pick out those different colours, use some patches of fabric around it, and maybe even a contrasting colour as well. On a beautiful waterway, remind me of Italy and France, more the sort of Tudor style houses. It's funny, my dentist, my childhood dentist, he was in a local suburb here in Melbourne, which is not where you'd normally have them, but there were a whole lot of shops and buildings that were in the Tudor style, which was always quite funny to see. So yeah, got two of those, so I can definitely share. I think I had already had the puddle duck, had I? Or had I? Oh yep, no, I've got Peter Rabbit and Jemima Puddle Duck, who I love. And again, that could go great with a birdie or multiple birdie projects. A street scene. Again, a lovely sort of waterway scene. I think that is the same as this one, isn't it? Yep. So again, Christy, shout out if you'd like any of these too. Beautiful bridge and water underneath it. Reminds me, there's a place in France where Chartres is an amazing cathedral there that was sort of, I think, built in a similar style to Notre Dame. It's got a labyrinth on the floor, like where you can do sort of meditative walking around, but it's also got a lot of the moulin, or the mills down, the water sort of driven mills down on the river. Some of them now been turned into like restaurants and cafes and things, but that very much reminds me of Chartres. And in fact, even the church in the background. I wonder, might need to image search that one. And then we have got a honey eater, or no, not a honey eater. It might be called that, but a hummingbird, I think. I think that's a hummingbird. Another Tudor house, another hummingbird. So I think these ones must have been, because I think Sally took them out of their frames, or maybe got them when they were already out of their frames. I know she got them all as a bulk lot, but it's interesting that there's two of most. So I'm wondering if they were somehow, back to back. I'm not sure. I'm sure Sally will let me know. She probably said it at the time and I've forgotten. Oh, look at the doggy. Can never resist a stitched dog. And it's just got such lovely, lovely stitching in it. And it's quite fine. It's much finer than the wool work. So I think it's probably more like an Appleton's wool than the thicker tapestry wool. Beautiful, beautiful Alsatian. Again, just love the detailing. Very well done. Look how dense the stitching is on the back. Now, we don't have squirrels, so this is a beautiful one. Always makes me think of my friend Martha, who says, "Oh, squirrel." Hello, Martha, if you're watching. Perfect, a horsey one, because I've got a very horse-mad family over in Western Australia who I'm going to see soon, and I'll be seeing the lovely Christy at the same time. I do have a bag limit going over there, so if I need anything for you, Christy, I'll probably still have to post it to you. Another hummingbird, another beautiful doggo. Oh, love the doggos. Another squirrel. So maybe Christy, let me know if you want a squirrel as well. And another doggo as well, because Christy does love her dogs too. Another horsey, but I think I'll be able to make good use of the horsey for the nephews and niece. Another lovely, lovely daffodil. Oh, owls. My brother absolutely loves owls. He had a whole collection of sort of little owl objects in a little shadow box growing up, and my parents love owls as well. They have the frog, the tawny frog mouth. Comes and has its babies in the park behind, and they often get to see the birds, the owls. Another one of that. So that is such a lovely, lovely gift. So thank you so very much. Sally, thank you so very much, dear Giusi. That's such a kind gift. And again, just so lovely to have those other goodies that I have purchased online, and you kind of forget what you purchase if you leave it over a few months, and then you get a lovely surprise in the mail. Anyway, I think I clearly haven't fully recovered my vocab post the let's call it the excitement of the weekend, but I did want to just come on and say hello, share a bit of happy mail, and hopefully share some happiness with you. And if any of you are struggling with health challenges or other challenges in your life, just letting you know you're not alone. There's a whole community of folks here that care about you, even if they've never met you, and I definitely care about you. So sending out love to all of you and to whoever needs that right now. So thank you, everyone, and hopefully I'll be back soon with some actual stitching. Bye, everyone.